Get ready to scream, because we got a real roller coaster of a news week for you on this, our news roundup for October 1st, 2018.
Devil Pig, the creators of the Heroes of Normandy games and other Heroes of games, has announced recently that they're in a bit of a pickle. Apparently during a strategic mistake during their Kickstarter for the resupply, sort of a lot of big storage boxes for the Heroes of Normandy set, they're in a bit of a financial crisis. And because of this, they've actually had to release and let go some of their employees. Four they mentioned. I don't think they're a very big company to begin with, so this is actually a significant number. They've also said that a lot of their Kickstarters sort of haven't been released yet, and that they're going to have to focus a lot more on certain ones instead of going in order of when they came out. And they have to now look for people to help finance them in order to release their products that are sort of on hold that have already been made. So this is sort of a really big deal. They're asking for people, if they can, try to complete their collections for items that are already in stock. That would be very helpful. They're really not going to focus on releasing any other games besides the Hero set, and maybe mostly just maybe print and play products. But this is definitely a big deal, an interesting one.
Yeah, this is, in some ways also, this is a rare thing where they actually came out front and kind of sent this, kind of wrote a letter to all their backers, and it's on their website, saying, we're sorry. They directly apologized and said, like, this is our mistake and we're going to try to make it work, which is kind of nice because so many times we see it where for Kickstarters they just disappear, or you don't even know what happened to them, or it was just a scam to begin with, which clearly it's not here because this company's been around forever.
And I do know this is forever, because I said I backed the Kickstarter before, and I can't remember during which one is. I remember one of them got into a major accident.
That's
so
rough.
You know, they have had their
they've had a string of bad luck. Yeah, I mean, that's too bad. But yeah, it's you know, and it's disappointing for a lot of people who have backed these and who have been waiting to hear from them. But I guess it's hopeful in that, you know, they haven't said they're shutting down. They had to let some people go, but they are still trying to make it work. It sounds like there's still a possibility for them to get back up on their feet.
What I'm really curious about is, because they said they're looking for financiers, are we about to see them get absorbed into something like Asmodee? This is a French company, so it would be very likely, I think, to see them maybe take them, because Heroes of Normandy isn't a small thing. Yeah. I know it's actually won awards for being like very realistic and stuff, and as we've seen them do Shadows of Normandy, and then they just got the Games Workshop game, but maybe some of those deals can't go through because of that. I'm curious if that might play a part as well.
Yeah, I wonder how attractive the Heroes of Normandy franchise is to someone like Asmodee. It might be very attractive, or to any other different company. It just seems like they're the ones who buy everyone.
I also mentioned because, like I said, they're a French company, and I know Asmodee. Right. But Asmodee is also going through aren't they getting traded and stuff as well?
Right.
A little back on.
Eurazo now owns Asmodee.
The other thing is, I'm curious because it has won awards and stuff, like for very realistic and sort of the Normandy. But if you've seen the game, it's all cardboard pieces. You know, you flip pieces over and move them around the sort of text-based squares. When a lot of games like that now are miniatures are the hot item in board games. I'm wondering if that might be one of the reasons why they haven't been already picked up.
Yeah.
Like something has to do like, we want to make Heroes of Normandy, but now miniatures version, which I'm sure a lot of fans would not be happy with if they...
Don't they know that miniatures are the secret to having a good game? People always buy them, so I assume that's why.
Oh yeah, that's the only thing you need for a good game.
I don't know.
But it's definitely really curious to see how they pull through with this. As I said, they are not actually dissolving. They're trying to... open up all the stuff, so hopefully they'll be able to pull through, because as we said, their Hero series is very popular. They do have a couple other games I looked up because I actually only knew the Hero series off the top of my head. So I'm curious what will be the fates of those. They said they're going to stop focusing on them for now.
Yeah, Devil Pig, if you're out there, we're rooting for you. Hasbro is bringing us a new spin on some of their old classics this October as a Target exclusive. In fact, they're probably available there right now as you're watching this. For $20 each, they have new, more adult parody-themed versions of some of their games, including Sorry Not Sorry, Botched Operation, Mystery Date Catfished, and then there's Clue What Happened in Vegas Last Night, something like that. You've also got Life, Quarter Life Crisis, which focuses more on having debt and getting things like botched tattoos, according to the previews that we've read. So these are some very silly, very strange things. For the most part, it sounds like they follow the same kind of template of the original games, but they're going to have added things that it sounds like some of them will have almost more of a party game twist in a Cards Against Humanity sort of way, almost, where it sounded like Sorry had like a Never Have I Ever kind of aspect to it.
Yeah, it seemed some weird way of stealing pogs. I think the operation is, instead of just simply doing the task, you have to do something else at the same time, so it's more of that dare aspect.
Right.
Life is just like, I think almost like some of the joke stuff you throw in. Now you can feel that stuff, and it's like, oh boy, more crippling debt. Or even like, I can't remember, someone made the joke of like just constantly getting children. And they're kind of just like, oh God.
Yeah, I mean, that all sounds terrible. The game of life is already terrifying to me. It didn't need this.
I'd like to point out there isn't a Monopoly one, because that one already makes you depressed and miserable.
I was going to say, why isn't there a Monopoly?
I think the unofficial one would be the cheaty version. That's why.
They already did that, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's, or maybe Monopoly sells well enough and these ones aren't, and that's why they're trying to put a new spin on them.
Just see how they go. If there was a Monopoly version, I think it'd be hilarious if it worked as like the communist version. Like no one can have more money than anyone else. You have to split all your.
That might be a little too edgy for Hasbro to put out. But I don't know. These sound like games that are stupid, that I probably really don't ever want to play. But for what they are, I guess it's $20.
Yeah, for $20, I do think at least a few of them I would like to maybe buy as like sort of a gag gift and try out.
Yeah. It could be a way to get people to play board games, at least who don't want to. And I mean, when's the last time anyone has played Sorry?
Sorry, I don't know.
Exactly. So again, I think these are out right now at Targets. So if you want to check them out, do so.
Look for the pretty black boxes. Keyforge. Now that I have your attention, if you're excited about the new card game that's coming from Fancy Flight, they're actually going to have some pre-release tournaments where you can actually get your hands on a deck so you can get the game before anyone else, as well as maybe some sweet swag. Unfortunately, these tournaments are only in Europe and they just opened recently. I haven't checked, but they probably filled up. These Fancy Flight events tend to fill up very fast. So if you are unable to get to Europe or unable to sign up, sorry to hear about that. But they will have some stuff at TwitchCon, the convention for Twitch, and well, maybe some of the swag as well, so you can check it out there as well. In addition, this happened a little bit last week, so we didn't really report on about the Arkham Knights event is going on as well, where you can get some cool swag for the games there, as well as the second half of the special event that started at Gen Con, where they sort of had a unique sort of the standalone events where, depending on what happened there, actually will affect the cards that are printed for this event at the Arkham Knights, so that's pretty cool. If you can't go to those, don't worry. The only thing you really miss out are really promo stuff. Nothing, I believe, that's actually unique game mechanic-wise. And the full special standalone event will be released to the general public sometime after this, which for me is great because I was not able to go to the Gen Con event. And I was like, no.
But it's a good, Arkham Knights is a good spooky way to start off October or to middle it when it actually happens. And the Keyforge stuff is cool. It's kind of fun to keep following how they're unleashing it, because I think they want to make sure people understand how this game works and what it is.
I mean, we've said all the pitfalls in that we've been worried about it, and I think this is a great way to make sure they hit the ground running.
Yeah.
With this tournament scene, because if they can get that tournament pro scene, even just some of it going, that will definitely help push the popularity of it.
Yeah, I think they have to, more than some of their other games, really work on the marketing side of this, and I think they are doing that. They are definitely trying to push it as hard as they can.
I am curious why there's only 4 and 5 all in Europe. I don't know, because Fantasy Flight, I do think they're pretty strong presence in America. Like the Arkham Knights is in America.
Right, yeah.
So I'm wondering whether they feel like it's because they think card games are weaker in Europe, maybe? I don't know off the top of my head.
Maybe there's more planned. Maybe the European market, people came to them and asked for it. Who knows? I don't know.
I'm definitely curious to see how this comes out. Once again, like I think Keyforge has the potential to be very good, but as we've stated in all our videos, you can go watch the previous ones. There are some major challenges I think it has to overcome in order to reach that.
Some somber news today. Bruce Seyfried, also known as Duke Seyfried or simply Uncle Duke, has passed away at the age of 83 from idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. And he was a guy who was a major player in the miniatures and tabletop gaming scene early on. He worked for TSR, the company that put out Dungeons & Dragons originally, and was really a big part of pushing miniatures games, showing up to all these conventions, making miniatures a big part of people's lives, as well as the polyhedral dice themselves. And certainly today, a lot of miniatures games wouldn't really be as popular or probably the same without this guy around. Neither of us were huge miniatures games players, unfortunately, so maybe other people could have more to say and think about this happening, but I think you gotta tip our hats a little bit and give some respect to the guy for what he's done.
I think anyone who helped grow any of the tabletop, whether it's the RPGs, the miniatures games, or board games, they've helped all of them grow. So by helping with the miniatures games, all of them were able to grow together. So his loss is hurt on all of us.
Yeah, definitely. Reading about some of the stuff he's done, I know one of the things was he would make like gigantic miniature scenes, like huge, crazy, detailed dioramas. And supposedly he had one of, I think it was Helm's Deep, some area from Lord of the Rings that like he actually consulted with Tolkien on like what it should look like and stuff, which is really cool. So definitely go check that out if you're not familiar with it. That's Bruce Seifried.
Finally, we will leave you with the new releases that came out over the last week. First, there's the Fallout Wasteland Warfare 2-player starter set. If you're into the Fallout scene, gotta get excited before 76 comes out. In addition, there's Reef, which was actually one of the really hot games at Gen Con. We actually didn't get to play it. That's one of my biggest misses while we were there. As well as Who Goes There, which is a fun game where you're trying to find out who's going to kill you. And hopefully you'll survive and get to the helicopter without any of the bad people getting on there.
Overlight is a brand new RPG from Renegade that has all kinds of new fantasy races and designs in it. There's also Kick-Ass, the board game from Simon, based on the Kick-Ass comic, which is a co-op game with minis, of course. And then there's Coimbra, which takes place in Portugal. It's got a whole dice drafting mechanic in there, and that's another one that's gotten a lot of buzz lately that you may want to check out. Who Goes There kind of intrigues me because I know it's based on the story that The Thing was based on, so it's sort of like the other The Thing game. And Overlight also I'm really interested to try because just the art in it looked really very cool. And then of course Fallout. Assuming you don't spend the $1,000 to get every single piece in it, that's another one that seems kind of interesting.
It's definitely, I think, a great release of both RPGs, miniatures, and other board games. So you got a great catalog to pick from.
We got it all spread out for you. How can they let us know what they think about our news stories this week?
Well, you can use telepathic messaging, but if you can't do that yet, we suggest you leave a comment down below. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe because we'll probably read some comments in our Meeple Gallery section. And we love reading those, so keep them coming. Of course, we're in so many other places, Instagram, Facebook. Once again, telepathic messaging. Got that one. And of course, don't forget to like us on all those other places. But until then, I'm Will.
I'm Jonathan.
And this has been Roll for Crit News.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome board game content from Roll for Crit.
And please leave a comment. We're lonely.